Hello everybody, I'm practicing for a TED Talk that I'm going to be doing in Hickory in May. So I'm going to actually read a good bit of this. It's just kind of to help me get my timing and pacing together. I'll have to do it, of course, off the cuff when I'm doing the TED Talk. But this is what it's going to be about. It's about life enrichment through video blogging. So I'm going to be putting some examples on the screen. Hope you enjoy this, and please give me your feedback. Let me know what you think about this TED Talk and if you think I'm hitting the right points. Here we go. I'm a video blogger. I never thought I would be. I didn't set out to be, but I am, and it's changed my life. That's what I want to discuss today. I'm calling this presentation Life Enrichment Through Video Blogging. How many of you have a Gmail account? Do you realize that your Gmail account also includes a YouTube channel? Well, how many of you currently have videos on YouTube? Are you a YouTube partner making a share of YouTube and Google's profits for ad placements on your videos? Were you even aware that you could make money with your YouTube channel? There are many different platforms for video blogging: Vimeo, Vine, Facebook, Blip TV, and others, but for many reasons I use YouTube for video blogging. It's the second largest search engine on the web. It's established and pervasive, and yes, you can make a few bucks if you blog on YouTube. So today I'm primarily talking about video blogging via YouTube. When I mention that you can make money on YouTube, it usually piques people's interest. We'll talk about financial opportunities available through YouTube, but I don't want to overemphasize that aspect. Making money is just one facet of how YouTube video blogging can enrich your life. You know, the internet has always offered vast potential for sharing news, knowledge, and experiences, but I first began to understand the profound possibilities of learning, sharing, and communicating at what I call a high and impactful level when I first encountered video communication via the web. You see, if a picture is worth 1,000 words and video is essentially thousands upon thousands of pictures with sound included, what is a video worth? When it comes to online communications, video is arguably the most efficient way to convey ideas, the workings of nature, the personality of humans, the movements and complexity of weather, or the beauty and skill of artistic or musical performance. Most of us, if given the choice to read a story online or watch a video about the story, will first click on the video and watch. Now, with the advent of online video streaming and playback, you could put your video out there, but finding people who would care to watch was elusive. Still, I began to imagine a day when the established mass media channels wouldn't have a stranglehold on who could communicate with the world via video. Before video became viable on the web, the only way you could share who you were via video to a mass audience was to somehow be deemed worthy of being a television or film personality. Back then, it was really cool to be seen in the background at a news or sporting event. Being seen around the world and becoming famous through video, well, that was something reserved for the super talented or well-connected, the rich and famous, the beautiful people. But in 2005, something monumental happened in the world of online video. YouTube was founded by 3 former PayPal employees. I remember when I first saw their slogan, "Broadcast Yourself," those 2 words were an epic proclamation to me. In the world of communication via video, those 2 words were like a declaration of independence. YouTube made it so easy to share videos. They accepted many types of video and then re-encoded it into formats that were easy for almost any person to view, regardless of bandwidth speed. Now, it took me a while to jump into YouTube blogging with both feet. I wasn't sure how much of myself I should put out there, as it were. I mean, who would want to see any video produced by an overweight, boring, not-so-great-looking guy with limited talent who talked with a funny Appalachian accent? What if people laughed or said nasty things or took my video and remixed it and made me look like a fool? These were all legitimate concerns in YouTube's early days. But fast forward to now. I have nearly 800 videos live on YouTube, with hopefully thousands more to come. What changed my mind? What broke my fear of putting myself out there? What made me jump in with both feet and get totally immersed? Well, on a hike to the top of Table Rock, that's a beautiful and unusually shaped mountain on the cusp of the Linville Gorge, I shot some amazing video. It was my first hike to the top, and I was proud to have finally climbed to the summit. I decided to post the video to YouTube and share it on my Facebook page. I got a few nice messages back from family and friends, but one message changed my attitude about YouTube and ultimately about video blogging. It was a message from a disabled friend who thanked me for showing him the top of Table Rock. He thanked me for sharing a view he said he'd never be able to experience himself. Now, his message rocked me and gave me a purpose. Soon I was posting dozens of hiking and exploring videos on my YouTube channel, hoping my buddy was checking in and enjoying the adventures. In a sense, I was learning to care more deeply for others through my online video blogging. For me and other friends I've made online, this growing to care is not unusual. So this brings me to my first major point about life enrichment through video blogging. There are people in the world who really care to know about your life and experiences. And through video blogging interaction, you'll soon come to care about their lives and experiences. Well, it turned out that other people, not just my disabled friend, were interested in my videos. People who didn't care how I looked or sounded. People who just cared about what I was doing and where I was going. Video views started to pile up. and an audience began to form. Now let's talk about the concept of audience. How many of you out there like the singing voice or music of Bob Dylan, Madonna, Rush, Yoko Ono, Katy Perry? A few hands may go up here and there, but no singer or group I've mentioned will cause every single person to raise a hand. My point here is that often only a narrow audience will like a certain performer or celebrity. Not everyone likes Brad Pitt or Jodie Foster or Channing Tatum or Morgan Freeman or Tina Fey, but some groups of people like each of these performers. So I reasoned that if only 1/1000th of 1% of the millions of people watching YouTube liked what I had to offer, then I would still reach a sizable audience. So my second major point, you have an audience waiting. If you put your message out there, they will come. But isn't this the case with other forms of social media? Well, I'd argue no. I think video is better. I realize that YouTube is social media, but to me it's different from Facebook or Twitter or Pinterest or LinkedIn. When you just share photos or text updates or links to favorite recipes or songs or art, although it does say something about you, it often doesn't convey or portray the real you. Now, there are thousands of people on YouTube who have created personas for themselves. I think of a guy who calls himself FPS Russia, who pretends he's a gung-ho Russian who loves to blow things up with guns. He gets millions of views. But most of us eventually see through the created persona and realize that these people are just like any other performer playing a part. It's fun to watch, but it isn't really social media, is it? It's performance, just like any TV show we would watch. But video blogging on YouTube is something unique. If you are sharing your own experiences, the real you is revealed in a way the other social media platforms can't touch. If you're daring enough to put your own face on the screen, people can read your expressions, analyze your tone, catch your real vibe, lock into the nuances of what make you, you. And this brings me to my third point. The people who like the real you and what you are sharing will possibly become friends. And we all like and need friends. To make friends, you have to connect on some level with people. You have to have things in common. You have to have a personality that agrees with or appeals to the other person and vice versa. Now, I'm a tech geek, a science freak, an artist, a musician, an explorer, an enthusiastic consumer of food. Again, all these things about me will appeal to certain people, but it's hard for me to connect with people who have much in common with me in Valdez, North Carolina. By putting videos out about my life on YouTube, the other crazies like me get to know and understand my interests and my point of view, and they can make a decision to connect with me. At first, I was uncomfortable putting myself in front of the camera. I had made my living as a web developer, graphic designer, and video producer by working behind the scenes. I was used to sitting behind the camera, not in front of it, but the more and more I tried it, the more I ignored it, my fear and my perceived limitations, the better and more proficient I became at it. Video blogging started to make me a better communicator, and that fact has had a great impact on my interpersonal and business skills. So life enrichment point number 4 is video blogging will make you a better communicator. Now, have you ever felt like a cog in the machine, like you just slave away in anonymity? Well, I have felt that way for most of my life. It was like I didn't have a voice, and if I did have a voice, it was only among a narrow group of people. I often wondered if all the things I've experienced, all the knowledge I've amassed, meager as it is, would just pass into the ether after I've left this planet. Blogging on YouTube has changed that. I've realized that I do have a voice. I do have important, meaningful, and entertaining content to share with a world who cares to view it. I've learned that at least some of what I'm sharing has an impact on the lives and well-being of others. So my life enrichment point number 5 is you have a voice. You can make a difference in the lives of other people. Here are a few examples. One of my coworkers wanted to learn how to create the Ken Burns effect in Adobe Premiere Pro. The Ken Burns effect is just a way to show panning and zooming photos in a video. I posted the tutorial to YouTube so my coworker could have it to refer back to. Hundreds of people started watching this video. They needed the information I was sharing. To date, my Ken Burns tutorial has been watched many thousands of times. I wanted to show some of my friends how well the new version of Dragon naturally speaking voice recognition software could understand my accent. Dragon had added a new Southern English module to their software. I made a quick video demo, and thousands of folks with Southern accents flocked to my video. For fun, I posted a series of driving videos in my area. I would just mount multiple GoPro Hero 3s on top of my car, and drive around and share bits of trivia and info about the area where I live. I was recently stopped by a family outside a restaurant in Morganton. The husband and wife, originally from Nebraska, had made a decision to take a job in Morganton after watching my videos and deciding it would be a nice place to live. I shot a video of my first sweet potato harvest. Now, I love sweet potatoes, and I was amazed by the size and shapes of the potatoes that were being unearthed, and I was kind of geeky about it. I posted the video, and to my disappointment, almost no one watched. Well, the winter passed, and I forgot I'd even posted that video. Then spring rolled around, and thousands of people started watching my sweet potato video. It was autumn in New Zealand and Australia, and people were wanting to learn how to dig up their sweet potatoes and cure them. And my video was one of the most informative they could find. My brother Tim is a professional logger. I had some trees on my property that I wanted to cut down that were leaning in precarious directions. I asked Tim if I could shoot a video of him sharing his advice about cutting down dangerous trees. He described his method, and the video has been watched and shared by over 90,000 people. Well, after these successes, I decided to share videos about all the topics that interested me, just to see what people would like and watch. So I've posted videos about software, camera gear, gardening, travel, music, animals, nature, history, art, local landmarks. Basically, I just threw the kitchen sink at YouTube, and people all over the world started watching and subscribing to my channel. So this brings me to point number 6. You may have international appeal. Why is this important? Because if you can connect with people in other cultures and countries, if you can become friends with them and take a genuine interest in their interests, you can grow and learn and understand and care even more. It broadens who you are and how you think. And you begin to understand that regardless of political, social, religious, economic, or other background factors, people are people, and we are all brothers and sisters on this amazing planet. So quickly, I come to point number 7. Video blogging can help you and your audience grow. Sharing knowledge, experiences, hopes, and dreams, this all makes us more human to one another. It's easy to draw lines and make judgments about other people when all you see is what the network news and other media sources decide to show you. But when you share knowledge and experiences on a personal level with someone from another land, then you begin to see your similarities. You begin to see that they have something precious and meaningful to share with you. You broaden your mind and you extend your boundaries. Another lesson I've learned about this growth via video blogging is, as I share what I know, I learn what others know. Sometimes I'll post a video about a way to do something, how to play blues, how to create a web page, how to cook an omelet, how I plant spinach, etc. I always get feedback from someone who is doing it differently and often better. I have learned so much from the comments and responses I get from people. More and more I'm going to YouTube to learn how to do things. Maybe I don't know how to set up custom links in Adobe Dreamweaver. Maybe I don't know how to get the seeds out of a pomegranate. I can think of hundreds of topics I've searched out and found answers to on YouTube. So I try to share my bits of knowledge, even the most mundane skills and knowledge I possess. Someone needs to know what you know. It will mean something to them and make their life better. My time is running out, so I'll shift gears and get to the money thing. I'm not a smart and resourceful capitalist. I've never aggressively strategized about how to make money on YouTube, but I'm glad I found out about the YouTube Partner Program and took the time to sign up. In winter of 2012, one of my coworkers recorded a cute parody of a Christmas song, and in a meeting he told me he'd made $60 from YouTube views. Well, I was impressed. I didn't know you could make money off YouTube videos. What's ironic is that YouTube had been sending me messages asking if I'd like to join their partner program, and I'd been throwing their emails away thinking they were spam. Well, I went back to the emails, found out what hoops I'd have to jump through, and I joined the program. Advertisers place ads on your videos. At first you worry about who might be advertising on your content, but eventually I learned that YouTube isn't going to allow anything offensive to be placed on my videos. It turns out YouTube and Google are very smart about their audience. They know who will watch your brand of video, and they will match up advertisers who are trying to reach your particular audience. Now, different advertisers pay different rates for their ad placement, so sometimes a video that gets 1,000 views might make more money than a video that gets 10,000 views. It just depends on what the advertiser is paid to reach a desired demographic. I don't have time to get deep into my speculations about YouTube payment structure, but suffice it to say money can be made. And here are some figures. To date, I've been paid $158 to dig up my sweet potatoes just for taking the time to shoot the video and post it. My 20-minute video about Dragon Naturally Speaking has made over $500. A review of the GoPro Hero 3 sports camera and subsequent videos about GoPro software and peripheral gear has paid for all 4 of my Hero 3 cameras. My Ken Burns effect videos made nearly $200. I have many more examples. Right now, my YouTube earnings are easily enough to pay a car payment and my home power bill each month. I actually now try to channel my YouTube earnings to help people less fortunate than me, and it's a great blessing in my life. So to sum it all up, video blogging on YouTube has been totally worth it to me. It has given me a greater sense of individuality. I have a voice, and I know people care to hear that voice, and I care to hear theirs. It has also allowed me to be me and to learn that people appreciate me for being me. It has helped me grow. It's given me a greater sense of purpose and importance. In a tangible way, it has helped me make a mark on the world. I hope that some of my videos are still floating around on the web, or whatever the web becomes, 100 years from now. It has helped me make friends I'd never have had a chance or opportunity to make in any other way. I want to mention my friendship with Rich Cove, a super nice psychologist from Portsmouth area of UK. Rich reached out to me months ago and we started sharing videos across the Atlantic. He suggested we have a Skype conversation one weekend, and so we did. Immediately it was clear we were like brothers separated by an ocean. Now almost every weekend we connect online and talk about our interests, our families, and our well-being. So these are my primary reasons for being a video blogging evangelist. I try to be noble about what I'm doing. But there is one other reason for my video blogging. When I was younger, I dreamed of being a famous blues guitarist. I played in a dozen or more dysfunctional bands who played dead-end gigs to crowds of 20 or 30 drunken bar patrons. Now I post improvised blues and acoustic jams on my YouTube channel, and just like all the rest of the videos, an audience is building. Every day, roughly 5,000 people watch my videos. That's enough to fill a good concert hall. It's awesome. So don't wait to be discovered. Don't wait for someone else to make you a star. Make yourself a star. Share what you know. Share what you do. Share who you are. Someone out there is waiting to get to know you. Someone wants to be your friend. Someone will appreciate you for who you are. But one cautionary bit of advice, use common sense. We all have to worry about stalkers or individuals who might want to take advantage of our openness. So don't be foolhardy with what you share. But that's another presentation. One final point. I decided I needed a mission statement, a credo for my online blogging endeavors, and here it is. I want to be the nicest person on YouTube. I want to share love, hopes for peace and understanding. I want to be a force for friendship all across the globe. We can all believe different things. We can all have different opinions and interests, but we can all learn to respect one another and appreciate each other. That's what YouTube blogging is about for me. I'm a YouTube evangelist. Maybe you'll want to join me.